Going to talk a bit via two examples so far regarding computing probabilities using counting techniques. So far, as I film these, I've only got two examples that are going to use combinations. So let me show you those examples here. Suppose you've received a shipment of 20 broadband routers, and you don't know this, but 4 of them are defective. To determine whether you will accept the shipments, you're going to randomly select 5 of the routers and test them. If all 5 of the routers work, you accept the shipment. Otherwise, the shipment is rejected. What is the probability of accepting the shipment? So the probability of accepting that shipment means that of the 20, you want to select your 5 routers from the 16 that are good. Now, no, that does not directly give us a way of computing the probability. Instead, we're going to use combinations because we've got this random selection going on. Once we pick a router, we cannot pick it again, but the order in which we pick does not matter. So that's why it's combinations. So again, using combinations, this size of the sample space would be 20C5 because you've got 20 to pick from. You are picking 5 of them without any repetition, but also without any order. It's usually easier to figure out what the size of the sample space should be, then add in the condition that you're only selecting from the good ones, not selecting any of the defective ones. Again, the total shipment has 20, but 4 of them are defective. That's going to leave us 16 that work. So we need to calculate 16C5 over 20C5. I'm going to show you how to do that both on a calculator, but first, doing this by hand. The easiest way I know to calculate combinations by hand is to use the fact that NCR is equal to NPR divided by R factorial, where you select your R things without any repetition, but NPR would be putting it in order. You divide out the ordering. So this would be 16P5 over 5 factorial. All of that divided by 20P5. Also divided by 5 factorial. Well, if you take the fraction you're dividing by, take its reciprocal, and multiply it to what's on the top, then the 5 factorials are going to cancel out. And what's going to make this even quicker to calculate is that we have now with just permutations, take 5 things, multiply them together in the numerator, going down by 1 each time. Notice that 16 minus 5 is 11, but we stopped with 1 more than that. So similarly, 20 minus 5 is 15. We're going to stop at 16. Now, if we had to take this further, we could do some reducing. 16s cancel out. We could, 17's prime, so we can't do anything with that. 18, we could divide 15 and 18 by 3 to get 5 and 6 respectively. 19 is prime, we can't do anything with that. Let's see here. 20, we could divide 14 over 20, both of those by 2. But even better, I could take 12 over 20, divide both of those by 4. That would reduce to 3/5. And then, hey, I can cancel out the 5s as well. I wasn't even planning on that. So we're left with 14 times 13 times 3. Now the multiplication and the division, I am going to use a calculator for. So let's take a look at that. 13 times 3 is 39. So 14 times 39 for the numerator. 39. It's going to give me 546. Oh, let me do a little more reducing before that. 3 over 6 reduces to 1/2. Okay, 14 times 13. I believe that's going to be 182. Let's find out. 14 times 13. 82. I think I could have done even more reducing. I could have reduced the 14 over 2 to 7. Seven times 13 is 91. And 19 times 17. Let's see, 20 times 17 is 340. 17 less than that. I think we're going to get 323. I'll check that in just a moment. All right, let's see here. Okay, so 7 times 13. Get this to type. That is 91. And all we had left in the denominator was 19 times 17. 323 as I claimed. 91 over 323. We're going to round that to 4 places. So after the 7 in the 10,000ths place, we would round down because of that 3 after that to 0.2817. Now let's see if we can get the same by using the TI-84's combinations command, the NCR. So we were looking for 16C5 over 20C5. 16C5, press the math key and go over to the PROB, or some of you may have older calculators, may just be PRB, short for probability. It's the third option. And we put in what R is, and then divide by 20C5. There we go. Same thing. Now, by the way, this bit with showing it by hand, I would not focus a lot on that if that is not what the expectation is from your teacher. Instead, if NCR, if that command is being allowed, or some other use of technology is being allowed to calculate things, go ahead with it.